right, and we are back here on the GSMC football podcast. And for the final part of the show, we're going to get into talking about the Chiefs-Buccaneers game for tonight that will end off Week 9 in the NFL. The Chiefs right now, undefeated on the season, the only remaining undefeated team of the season. And the Buccaneers are a even 4-4. And their season has taken a turn for the worst. They were looking good to start off the year. Baker Mayfield was playing well, and he's still, putting up numbers. It's just the turnovers have become an issue. That's especially these last two games. That's been a problem, and they got to cut down. He's got to cut down on the interceptions. Right now, 21 touchdowns to 9 picks. I mean, that's good. But the last 2 weeks, he had, what did he have? He had 3 last week, or 2 last week, and then 3 the week before that. It hasn't been great. The turnovers have not been good for Baker. Actually, no, he threw 3 against the Saints. He threw 2 against the Ravens, and then he threw 2 last week against the Falcons. But with that being said, though, he threw for over 300 yards in every single game. And he had 4 touchdowns against the Saints, 3 against the Ravens, and then 3 against the Falcons. So it's kind of like Jameis Winston, basically. Putting up a lot of yards, throwing touchdowns, but also throwing interceptions. And Jameis had a rough day yesterday after the game I saw where he was great. But he played against a good defense. But yeah, the Bucs are 4-4 right now. And the comparison between the two quarterbacks. So Baker Mayfield, 2,189 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, 9 picks, right? Patrick Mahomes, 1,651 passing yards. He's got 9 picks as well, but he has 8 touchdown passes. Like, what is going on? But, you would see that, and you would think, oh, Chiefs are not having a good year, right? They have the best record in the NFL. They are the only remaining undefeated team. They're still winning games. And they've had injuries, but you know what? They go in, they bring guys back that they used to have, in previous years. They bring back Juju Smith-Schuster and they bring back Kareem Hunt. Last year they traded for Mecole Hardman and brought him back in. They bring guys that know how to run this system. And Kareem Hunt has done a nice job. Juju is banged up, so they went out and they traded for DeAndre Hopkins, who only had 2 catches last week, but it seems like they're trying to get him more involved today. And the Bucs defense has not been good in recent weeks. So, this could be a get-right game for Patrick Mahomes in that offense. And also Travis Kelce had a good game too, and he scored a touchdown. So that combined with the Chiefs being backed by one of the best defenses in the league, look, the Chiefs are going to figure it out offensively. They're going to get Isaiah Pacheco back at some point. He might be coming back late November, it seems. So they're going to get healthy. And look, maybe they don't figure it out in the regular season. Maybe they continue to struggle and, they get their 12 wins, their 13 wins. I don't think they're going to go undefeated, but they still can. Even if the offense doesn't look crisp by the time we get to January, they'll figure it out in the playoffs because they always do. Last year, again, was a great example of they just did not play well offensively. They were not consistent, but you got to the playoffs and they flipped that switch. They flipped it, and they looked like a different team. Because they know how to show up when we get to the postseason. So I'm not worried about that. Yeah, the offense is struggling, but you could have your concerns, but they're 7-0. There's if they were at this point, if they were 3-4, 4-4, if they were 4-4 like the Bucs, then yeah, I mean, you got some things, maybe there's a little bit more worries to be had, but they're 7-0, and they're going to be getting some guys back. So I'm not worried about them. They're going to figure it out. And I feel like in years past, not even just last year, there've been other years where like, oh man, what's going on with the Chiefs? But then they figure it out and they make it to the AFC Championship game. Their floor is the AFC Championship game. And then their ceiling is holding up the Lombardi Trophy with Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, and those guys. They have not. They have been in the AFC Championship game every year that Mahomes has been a starter. And it's probably going to happen again. Because right now they got home field advantage. Last year they didn't have home field advantage. Now this year, right now, at this moment, they have home field advantage. And if they beat the Texans and they beat the Bills, they got the Bills coming up on their schedule. They got the Texans later on. They beat those two teams, yeah, they're definitely going to get it. They already beat the Ravens to start off the year. Kind of wish that game took place later in the season. But yeah, this is how it's set up. And I think they win tonight. I think they win by multiple scores. This is a tough game for Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. Going through the league rankings, the Bucs are second in passing yards per game. They're averaging 273.6 passing yards per game. The Chiefs' offense is averaging 235.9. Rushing yards per game, the Buccaneers are 10th. Chiefs are 14th. Points per game, Bucs offense is third, averaging 29.4, and the Chiefs offense is averaging 24.7, which is 11th. And then defensively, the Chiefs, beat the Bucs defense in the main categories. Against the pass, the Chiefs are 12th, giving up an average of 220.4. Bucs defense is 30th. So like I said, this is a game that Mahomes and that offense could really get it going tonight. Rushing yards, the Chiefs are third at stopping the run. They're giving up an average of 82.3, and the Bucs are giving up an average of 131.6. And Kareem Hunt, look, he's not the same player he was back in 2017 and 2018, but he can get those tough yards, and at the goal line, the Chiefs are going to use him especially. And then points allowed, the Chiefs defense is third, and the Bucs are 27th. So it's just defensively, it just all favors the Chiefs. And, they're favored by 9 in this game. I like them to win. I think they put up 30 points in this game. I'm going to say they win 31-17. I'm going to say that's the final score. They win by at least 2 scores. Like I said, I think this is the week to get it going. They're going to get DeAndre Hopkins more involved, like I said. Travis Kelce's been looking good these last couple weeks. Especially with Rashid Rice being out, they got to rely on their other guys. And, Kelce, like I said, he found the end zone last week. So, I expect him to maybe get into the end zone tonight. Hopefully they don't do that good because I'm playing my sister in fantasy and I have Kareem Hunt and I have Kareem Hunt in the Chiefs defense and she has Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. So that could go either way. Right now, as the matchup currently stands, it is 118-93. So I get 10 points right off the bat, 28. And I expect the defense to get after Baker Mayfield, maybe create some turnovers. And Kareem Hunt, I expect to, have a decent game. But Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce could also have big games. And Mahomes could finish with like 30 points. Travis Kelce could finish with 20. And I end up losing. So that matchup's not over. And then in my other matchup, I'm up 96-78. And my opponent has Cade Otton and Harrison Butker left. So I need the Bucs to just throw it. I need, Baker to throw it to Trey Palmer and Sterling Shepard and McMillan and, rely on the running game. If they can establish the run, just don't throw it to Cade Otton and Harrison Butker just kick extra points tonight. And Kareem Hunt scores a bunch of touchdowns. Because then if everything goes well, I would go 4-1 in fantasy this week. And most of my teams will be 4-5. One will be at 3-6. One of my dynasty leagues, and then I think I'll be 6-2 in another, or 7-2. So yeah, I haven't been great this year. Been about middle of the pack. Been about average. But yeah, I'll be 7-2 in my other league after this week, my ESPN league. I got 4 leagues on Sleeper and then 1 on ESPN. So it was a rough week in the spread pool too. The most I can get, if the Chiefs win and cover, I'll get 6 for the week, which doesn't surprise me at this point. But yeah, I got the Chiefs winning 31-17. I think this could be a game that the offense gets it going. If not, then I guess they're just going to struggle the whole year. Yeah, I like either way. I like the Chiefs to win, and the Bucs will unfortunately suffer another loss. So, but let me know what you guys think about this game. Who do you think wins? Let me know in the comments. So that is pretty much it for the show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out all the other shows on the network. Give the other shows some love, like I always say. We'll be back again tomorrow to recap this game and the other games that I didn't get a chance to talk about today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. And until next time, I'm Kenneth Grunfelder signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day. Enjoy the game tonight, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.